Hi guys, my name is Amber, and for today's video I wanted to talk about my 2020 reading stats and my 2021 reading goals. So to start off this video, I wanted to first go through my Goodreads 2020 year thing, and then I'll go through my story graph, like some actual statistics, like they have all the graphs made for me, so I was like, why not? I love watching those kind of things, but I never actually want to take the time to do it, and then they just did it for me, so I was like, that works out. So first I'll have it screen recording and showing here, but we are first going to be in, like I said, Goodreads. So it says I read 34 books this year, and that I supposedly read 12,310 pages. I really don't know how accurate that is though, because it's like some of these books I don't have like the exact edition that I have. Like that kind of stresses me out, and one day I want to like go through that and like put the exact, like I want to have exact page amounts. Is that crazy? I don't know. And then I have the shortest book I read, which is 72 pages by the Tea Dragon Society. Super cute book, highly suggest reading that. And the longest book I read was After We Fell by Anna Todd. That's kind of embarrassing. That's 837 pages. We're not going to talk about why I read that trash book. Then we have my average book length in 2020, which is 362 pages. Then we have the most popular, which is the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Almost 4 million people shelved that book. And then the least popular was Just Lucky. Only 298 people shelved this book. This was an ARC I received. I believe it came out in like 2019, and then I read it in 2020. Yeah, that should show you how I do with my ARCs. I suck at those. My average rating for 2020 was 4.2. I really need to work on that. I think I need to be more accurate with how I feel in my ratings. I think 2020 really helped me, and I'm starting to really understand how I want to rate things. Because like, again, I think like anybody else, when I first started, I was literally just like 5 stars, 5 stars. Yeah, I like that, 5 stars. And I'm trying to work on being like, no, honey, that wasn't 5 stars. So we're working on that. So, the highest rated on Goodreads was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Then we have my first review of the year. I gave it 5 stars. I put, look, so this is another representation of me not rating accurately, because I put a little boring in the beginning. That automatically should just like dock a star. This should not be 5 stars. And then I said, but that ending got me, dragged me, snatched my wig, and then snatched my soul. And then I said, okay, that might be a little dramatic, but this world better not end. When is this spin-off series coming out, Holly Black? Because I refuse to let this world end. And then I got a little something. She threw something. She gave me, what was it called? The How Carden or whatever, Learn to Hate Stories. And that ended up being one of my favorites of the year. So I got something. Past me got something. And then it shows my little year at a glance, a lot of the books that I read. I didn't mention Children of Virgin Inventions, but like in my favorites or even an honorable mention, but that's still like pretty up there, and I'm so excited for the 3rd book. I Am Not Your Perfect Daughter. That was really good, really hard-hitting contemporary. The Love Letters of Abelard and Lily. That was like a disappointment. Then we have, like, when I read, like, my first kind of thrillers, Home Before Dark, The Night Swim, I really enjoyed those. Those were, like, my first ever thrillers, and I really want to go more into that. Then it starts kind of ending there, and as you can see, my last review, like, actual typed out thing, because I really was lazy with that last year, and probably will continue to be, was Wiki Church by Steve Morell. That's a Christian nonfiction book. And I wrote, it was an eye-opening book that realigns us with the purpose that Jesus calls us to. And then at the bottom you can see my goal was 40 and I only read 34. I love how it says better luck in 2021. Like, oh, you almost did it, but like maybe next time you'll get to it. That's depressing to see, but I'm really hoping to do better this year. So now we have Storygraph. So as you can tell, it's not accurate. I think like 2 different numbers. Like this one says I read 34 books still, but 12,543 pages. And then my moods, the different moods that I read. The most, from what it looks like, is Dark, which I read 11, it says. And then another really popular was apparently emotional books, which I read 12 of those. And then adventurous books, 11 of those. And then mysterious, 8. And then we have all of those other moods, if you want to pause and look at those. Not that interesting. And then we have the pace. So as you can tell, I really enjoyed fast-paced books, and I agree with that statistic. I really do prefer fast-paced books. And then 16 of those, 8 medium-paced, and then 7 slow. Then we have the most popular being from the range of 300 to 499, which I definitely agree with that. I read 22 of those. Second being books that were less than 300 pages, which were 9 of those. And then last, 500 plus books. Yeah, I avoid those. Usually I only read 3 supposedly of those. Fiction is my most popular, and not shocking at all. I know that fiction is my most popular. I only just started reading nonfiction, or only just started getting interested in nonfiction recently. But I read 32 fiction and then 2 nonfiction, and I'm hoping for that number to improve this year. I want to read more nonfiction. And then my most popular genre was young adult at, what is it at, 19. Ooh. And then fantasy, 13. Contemporary, 12. Romance, 11. Thrillers, 4. Children's, and then like, children's looks like it was like 2 or 3. Religion. The others are just like 1 random book for each one. And this is all kind of still based on like Storygraph and what they put it as under their genre or whatever. But yeah, there's that. And then the number of books and pages, like we kind of already went through, 34 books and then 12,543 pages. Looking at this, it seems like in February I did not read at all. And then it just kind of like goes up and down. And then in June, it looks like it kind of dropped there. And it's September. It really is just kind of like, you know, like I read, then I stopped, then I read, then I stopped, then I read, and I stopped. That is funny. And it looks like the most pages I read was around March. And the most books I read was like October, November. And then I gave out 13 5 stars, 15 4 stars, and 5 3 stars. I think I want the 3 stars. That needs to be higher, because I feel like if I were to go through back my books that I read this year or last year in 2020, there would definitely be more 3 stars technically. And this is not counting, I think, my 3.5s and 4.5s. But yes, my average rating was 4.24, which again, I really want to work on. But yes, that was very satisfying to look at. Now, I just want to talk about just 4 simple goals that I think I'll be able to achieve this year. So, or I'm really hoping at least to achieve this year. I want to, number 1, lessen, or I don't know what the word, have a smaller physical TBR this year. I currently, I think I have, 80, about 80 or 70 to 80 on my physical TBR right now, which is absolutely disturbing to hear that number. Because I only have like, I think 130 at the most books, so that's basically like 70% or like 80% of the books that I own, which is not good. I probably did not do the math right there, but you get what I'm saying. But my goal, it will be to have, I think 20 to 15 books left on my physical TBR, but the math isn't kind of right there when you look at my goal for how many books I want to read this year. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm hoping to get to at least like 15, 20s, you know, in that range, to have that amount left to read on my physical TBR. That'd be awesome and way less stressful. Then my goal, I put on Goodreads only 40 books, and I put 40 for last year as well, and I didn't even pass that. I was super close, but I didn't pass that. But I kind of have more of like a, I put 40 on Goodreads, but I have like a more of a personal, like in my head, I want to read at least 4 books a month, which would be 48 books in total if I meet that goal of 4 books a month. So technically I'm wanting to read 48 books. And then my third goal is going to be to buy way less books, obviously. I'm wanting to, I have too much of a physical TBR, so I really don't need to be buying more books. So my goal is to buy only 20 to 25 books this year. I'm allowing myself to only buy 20 to 25, in that range. Kind of sketch because I've already bought 5, so we're gonna see how that goal goes. But yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm hoping though that it is gonna work. And then my last and final goal is to read more Christian nonfiction. Now recently I have been more curious and wanting to like learn more, and you can learn a lot from just reading the Bible, but I also, I think, want to hear different perspectives and different ways to think about what the Bible says in these Christian nonfiction books. And I already read, I think, 2 or 3 last year, I said, and I really enjoyed those books, and I was like, well, I haven't done this more often, so I am wanting to read more, specifically that genre of Christian nonfiction this year. And yes, those are my 4 goals. Those are my stats and everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love watching these kind of videos, and so I hope that you guys like it too. And thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below a little pencil emoji. I don't know why I just thought of a pencil, but like a pencil emoji. Do a pencil emoji. That just makes me think of like goals. Like I'm like writing my goals. I don't know where the math is with that. But yes, do a pencil emoji if you got this far into the video. Down below in the comment section, like, subscribe, do all those things. And thank you again for watching, and bye.